In Yemen, being a woman is difficult, and being an artist woman is crazy. As a woman, I'm tired of being tied to rules, so I need my own imagination. I need to be free in order to be creative. So freedom is the most important thing that I need in life.
Artists can adapt to any situation, even in the most difficult circumstances. They can express themselves as long as they can express with no fear from anyone that can restrict their imagination.
I was born in Aden and my whole life lived in Sana'a, the capital. I've started to create art. It was like the first thing I've known before I could write, I could paint. Before 2015, it was like a normal life, and then the drama happened.
A neighborhood near the Yemeni capital Sana'a, controlled by the Houthi rebels, the target of airstrikes led by Saudi Arabia.
The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia launched military operations in Yemen. The objective is to defend the legitimate government of President Hadi from the takeover attempts by the Houthi militias in Yemen.
So we got married in August 2014. So that was when the civil war was escalating, and so just 1 month later after our marriage, the Houthis, which is the Iranian-backed militias, took over the capital Sana'a, and several months later, the Saudi-led coalition started to launch bombardments in Yemen. So the whole dynamics became more complicated. So a few months later, after this bombardment started, our house was seriously damaged as a result of 2 airstrikes that targeted our next door neighbor. This changed our life and made it more difficult, because for 2 years we were displaced and moving from house to house. In these 2 years we were like practicing art a lot. And also we were reconstructing the damage of our house.
Voice of the Rainbow was a documentary film that's supposed to be screened in Karama Festival for Human Rights for the first time in Yemen. At the beginning, when the poster was released in the social media, before it was screened, and we were subjected into cyberbullying campaign, threats, incitements, rumors that we are not married, and because everyone were like pointing at us, we had to leave to another city, and we had to live in trauma for 2 years until we came here.
Like at the beginning of the war, we were okay. They can fight each other until the doomsday, and we don't care as long as we do our art, as long as we have our spaces in the public sphere. But when this is now stopping, it was much difficult for us. Like we are not living anymore.
When I first came here, the first step that I took in the ground was like the first day I felt safe, and I can do art and I can do that, and there is electricity, and so I just wanted to hug Edinburgh.
It was like a dream, and luckily it is a living dream now.
I can describe my art as a mixture of cubist and figurative art. I'm a fan of Picasso. without me realizing, just started to draw cubist. I love to have a defined, sharp lines just to resemble the strength. When I arrived here in Edinburgh, when I enjoyed the basic necessities like electricity, gas, and water, I thought about these families that are living in Yemen, because I know how that feels, because I lived it. So I thought the media is not talking about this part of thing. So I decided to make the family series that talking about those families who are trying to obtain the basic necessities. When you're born as a woman, there is a designed line for you that you have to follow. So if you didn't follow that line, you have to accept the consequences that might face you. For people in Edinburgh, I just wanted to give them an idea about how women are living in that part of the world. And for the Yemeni women, I just wanted to give them a small light and strength to just not be afraid of showing your identity and be proud of, because as a woman I had to hide my own identity for a very long period of time until I gain it back.
Artists usually they inspire or influence from the environment that they are living in. So I think my music also changed here upon my arrival here in Edinburgh, as I had a lot of inspiration from the landscapes and the beautiful buildings here. In Yemen, I was kind of composing music that's very rhythmic, or that expressed like more of the war, and because it was composing normally under the airstrikes. But here, anybody can tell that it is something different than what I have been composing in Yemen. We are enjoying the freedom, and as well we are enjoying the normal life, the basic life that we always have dreamt of. To be ourselves whenever we go outside, whenever we go to a restaurant, no one can segregate us now.
I'm thinking to study art, just to discover more. I have curiosity. At the same time, I'm thinking to have a baby. Yeah, which I planned not to have a baby in that war zone, which is now in a peaceful environment. It's a good thing to have a baby.
Yeah, we eagerly want a baby girl, hopefully, or baby boy, it's okay. Edinburgh started to feel like home. And we wish this feeling continues.
In Edinburgh, I'm living with dignity.